So you want to buy a kayak, but you don't know what you want to buy. Well, I'm here to help you with all the details you need to better make decisions on finding a kayak that's suitable for you. I'm Sue Cooper down here at Lazy Dog down in Key West. Lazy Dog Adventures, we actually, it's been our 26th year of doing kayak tours down here, so kind of know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so let me share with you a few things. Now, this is going to be, the information I'm going to share with you is all more about recreational kayaks, okay? If you want to do some long distance kayaking, then there are better suitable kayaks for you for distance. A lot of times those will be much more narrow, a lot longer, have a small cockpit, and also a skirt, so for longer distance offshore. But what I'm going to share with you is just what's worked over the years for our customers, okay? So for starters, the most common question people ask, should I get a sit inside or a sit on top? A sit inside has a cockpit just like this, okay? Nice open cockpit. You can sit in the kayak, and it's got a nice seat back to it. There's also some foot pedals in there. They don't steer the kayak, they just brace your feet to give you a little bit more power when you're paddling. It takes a little pressure off your back. Now this is a sit on top. The sit on tops are great in more like a little rougher weather, rougher waters. That way any water that comes in usually just drains right out through the little scupper holes. Or it's easy just to get the water out, to bail it out. Also, it's easy if you want to go snorkeling or get in and off the kayak. It's just a lot easier just to kind of flop yourself over and then just get yourself situated, not concerned with the water that comes in. In the sit inside, any water that comes in, you want to bail that out pretty much right away, okay? When I first started doing kayak tours here, the main concern people had was their backs. Kayaking, always hurts my back. That to me was a sign that they had been in a sit on top before, because the sit on tops don't have as comfortable a seat back as the sit insides. So that being said, if comfort for your back is a concern, then definitely want to go with a sit inside. The sit on tops, sometimes they come, if you go to a rental company, they might not have a seat back. We actually buy extra seat backs and put them in for our customers. So they wrap around, you sit in and they'll wrap around your back. They're still not as comfortable as a firm like sit inside like this. Even this sit on top has a really nice seat back to it that you can it's short, but it gives you some nice stability. So seat back's always the one concern a lot of people have. And number two is stability. So we go with, over the years, we have found what works for us is the most stable kayak that's still yet easy to get through the water. Some kayaks out there, especially like the glass bottom ones, those are really cool, but they have such a flat bottom. They are stable, but it's almost like paddling a bathtub, where here you can see on the back, it's a lot sleeker. So a lot easier just to paddle through the water. So it's nice, easy paddling. Okay. So I also have out here just a double, so you can see what the double kayak looks like compared to the single sit inside. The double's great. Again, it's got foot pedals in there, and it's super stable. The main difference between a single and a double kayak is the stability. The double is going to be a lot more stable, and it's a little bit flatter on the bottom, and it holds a lot more weight. So the stability is great. It's also a little wider. I did put out here a sit on top double. What's nice about this kayak here, if you sometimes want to paddle as a double and then sometimes as a single, this one is great. It's actually the same size as this single, 12 foot. But all you have to do if you want to do it as a single is take off one of these seats and move it back and clip it into the clips, and you can actually paddle this double as a single. So it's kind of a nice single and double all in one. Okay, this one you can't really do anything with the seats because they don't move. So if you were going to try and paddle this as a single, it is a little bit longer, about 1.5 feet longer, but the seats don't move, so you can't really get your seat, your weight in the middle where you want it. So I'm going to go over a few specs for you that are really important when you're looking at a kayak, because you can find a kayak a lot cheaper than these, maybe going to Costco or REI, West Marine. but sometimes they'll have really cheap kayaks, but the weight capacity isn't there. And the weight capacity is, if only is a kayak's only made for 150 pounds instead of say 325 pounds, then it's going to be a lot less stable. So you're losing a lot of stability by going with a cheaper kayak if the weight capacity isn't there. So if you see a kayak for 150 pound weight capacity, I would go a little bit higher than that. Okay. So now I just want to go over again the specs here, and just to give you some ideas of the names, brands that we use for your research if you want to check it out on your own. But this is, let's start here with the Pungo. This is from Wilderness Systems. Actually, a lot of our kayaks you can find, a lot of the brands have consolidated into one company called Confluence Water Sports, and you can find them at kayaker.com. And not kayak.com, because that'll send you on a trip somewhere, but this is kayaker.com, okay? But the Wilderness System, this is 12 feet, okay? It's called the Pungo. They make this smaller, and they make it, actually, I don't even know if they make it longer, but they make it smaller. Now, just one quick thing. The length of the kayak's important. I think 12 foot is perfect for a single. I think 13.5 feet is perfect for a double. The reason being, if you go any shorter in a single, you're going to spend a lot more time zigzagging, have to control your paddle, where the longer kayaks stay in a straighter line, they track a little bit better. So keep the length in mind. And I'll go at the end of this video, I'll actually share with you what I think is the perfect kayak. So yeah, this one actually, it has a weight capacity, the Pungo here has a weight capacity of 325 pounds, which is actually great for us here at Lazy Dog. That works for a lot of people. You can put a cooler in there, you can put a dog in there with a person, like it's really holds up well. And it's a nice wide cockpit so people don't feel so trapped in there. It weighs about 49 pounds. And just to kind of give you an idea, it's just easy just to pick up, right? They're more awkward than anything. So there you go. Little seat cushion, seat back. And then let's see, this sit on top here. This one's from Caribbean Waterworks. I actually randomly got this one during COVID because we couldn't, Confluence had run out of a lot of kayaks. And I ended up loving this one. It is a little flatter on the bottom than some of the other kayaks, you can see. So it is super stable. It's only 11.5 feet, but it does weigh a little bit more. Typically the sit on tops will add maybe another anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds onto a single kayak. So I think we've got like, what do we have here? 57 pounds. This one's 58 pounds. And then the double kayaks, this is the Pamlico. This is our main kayak. Most people that come out with us want to paddle in a double. When we say they're more stable than singles, they're like, I'll take one. So the doubles are super, super popular with us here. And with this one here, it's 13.5 feet. And it actually has a weight capacity of 500 pounds. So that's actually really good. You can put a couple dogs, a couple coolers, and 2 people in there. you can be out there all day with that one. It is 72 pounds, so it's a little heavier, and you definitely want to use 2 people carrying these. So let me give you a little bit of the price breakdown on these. And you can probably find them different in different places, but the Pungo here is around $1,200. Now the double here is not even that much. It's $1,329. So not a big difference. There's not a big markup in these, so even us buying them at cost, it doesn't. We don't get a huge deal. The Tribe here is $800. That's from Perception, again under the Confluence Water Sports umbrella. And the Ocean Kayak, I don't actually know how much that one is. It's a super popular one, especially in Florida. I think this brand is the most popular brand of kayaks in Florida. And a lot of that's because of the sit on top. All right, so just real quick, this seat back here, if you do go with the seat backs, because a lot of times if you do go with these sit on tops without a seat back, they come that way without seat backs. So you'll have to buy these seat backs. I think they're about $30. And then most of our products come through Harmony. Our paddles and our seat backs and a lot of accessories come through Harmony, which again is owned by Confluence Water Sports. And no, this is not an ad for Confluence Water Sports, but they do make great kayaks. So next, let me go over, well, you know what? Let me show you my favorite one. I think you probably all figured it out. This one here. It's so comfortable on the water. You just sit right in. You've got adjustable foot pedals here. And then it's just, it's comfortable. It's got a nice seat back to it. You can put your gear under the straps in the front. This hatch is not waterproof. It's not waterproof. We actually tell our customers don't even bother because it's really hard to kind of reach back and try and get at it. We can just have like a waterproof bag and keep stuff under here. It's just a lot easier that way. Okay. So, yeah, that's it. I actually like this one, my favorite. People call all the time after they've been out with us, what kayak was I using? You know, I want to buy one when I get home, and this is the one I always say. So I just want to go over paddles real quick. Paddles are real important because you want something very light, because you can have a great kayak, but if you've got some heavy paddle, it's just not going to make it fun. So I would actually invest in a nice paddle. The ones we use are Harmony Sea Passage, again through kayaker.com. And you can see there's two lengths here. There's this is called the 235, and this is a 225 centimeter. And then this is just a little bit smaller for smaller people. Taller people will go with this one here. So these are about just under 2 pounds, but you can get cheaper kayaks. These are about $115, $20, I think. You can get cheaper paddles through other places, but look at the weight, because they might be like 3 pounds, and it's going to make a huge difference in your the enjoyment of paddling. So there's all the information you need to make your decision for what kayak to buy. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at lazydog.com. But I will put the links up also for some of the information on these kayaks, just so you have it there too. So I've got lots more information on kayaking, paddleboarding, and what it's like to run a business down here in Key West. So please subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.